people that we supposedly had on the planet. Now, we lost 1.5 in the last 5 years to the Kool-Aid epidemic. That brings us down to about 6.8 billion. Anyways, we're down to 6.8 billion people. Now, 60% of them are women. 60% of them are women. Single women. Old, young, whatever they may be, but they're single women. Or women, maybe married. That's married, single, young, or old. It doesn't matter, but that's about 4,880 million. That's 4,080 million, okay? 40% of them are men, some married, some single, old, young. That leaves them with a population of about 2,720 million, okay? Now, out of that, we have gay and, the gays, which are men and women, take up about 0.09% of the world's population, which could be up a little, they're down a little bit, but, that's another... Okay, so now the men, 50% of the men of 2,705,000,000, 50% of them have been vaxxed. Yes, we've vaxxed that many people, whether they've taken 1, 2, or the boosters and the 3 or 4, whatever they are, they have been vaxxed. And if they did a sperm count today, they would know that they've lost probably 90% of their fertile sperm to be able to reproduce, because that's what this mRNA was designed to do, to depopulate. If it didn't kill you, it neutered you. The men that are left, that are unvaxxed, that's married, old or young, doesn't matter, is 1,352,000,000. 1,352,000,000,000 or million. 1,352,000,000. That's a far cry from 8.3 billion people. 40% of these men that are unvaxxed, okay, 40% are married men. They're already married. And even if they were getting a divorce and they're going, or happily married or whatever they may be, or even in the midst of a divorce or separation, I don't think they're going to want to have another kids. That's just not what men do. So it's going to be very, very hard, right, to convince them to start another family after they've got young ones down there. So that leaves 811 million men on the planet. Now, the women, no matter how you knock it back with them, they're still at 4 billion compared to 800 million. Okay? So that's, if you're compatibles, you have 4 times as many, maybe almost 5 times as many women in the world today, right, that are eligible and want to have a husband, even a boyfriend at this point. But they're going about it all wrong because they're going to all the wrong guys. And this is becoming a epidemic of disease and AIDS and, transfer of, possible vax, nanotech, all this ugly stuff that's going on. Nothing is sacred, nothing is clean anymore. With the men, really, there's 811 million of them, but how many are really eligible? Really? I mean, there's a lot of them out there on that are dealing with PTSD, alcohol, drugs, there's all kinds of things. Maybe just a lot of them are just not even interested, as I'm starting to witness. Guys are not even out there looking anymore, and the women are complaining. And there's a lot of women that are, 30, 40, 50, been married maybe once or twice, that are sitting there on social media, in their cars, bawling their eyes out. There's some women that have not been cared for, or even having a man around the house for 2, 3, 4 years. I would suggest for you young women, you might not be able to have a guy because of what's happening in the future, because there's just not enough to go around. That's what I'm saying. And if you want to have children, you might have to make a deal. You might have to go out there and find a guy that you think is, and make a deal with him, and then get inseminated that way, and pay for it that way. So I would focus in on your work, be productive.